Greetings. How everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing fine. I'm making this video because I'm in the process of raising funds to make the movie about the Nibirians who are called the Anunnakis. And I'm working on this movie to show people actually what took place with what's called the Anunnakis, skin tone the Anunnakis was, because they was Ectherian beings that took on physical form, and what the domino effect took place with people calling themselves Hebrew Israelites, people calling themselves Muslims, and people studying Christianity and Judaism and all of the other dominoes effect that took effect that happened from the Anunnakis coming to this planet and setting up 14 settlements. Because when the Anunnakis first came here, which I want to make the presentation to this movie, I'm also gonna make a document on it as well. The presentation to this movie it is going to show how the Nuberians were living before they came to the planet Tiamat, which is called Earth. How they was living on their planet, which is called Nibiru. How Nibiru was built, also, and who are the native Reskillians, and how was the planet Rich built. And it's gonna also go into the nine Anus and show you who they was and how they came in power. They're gonna go into all that too as well. So this gonna give a broad understanding of what so-called black people need to do as coming together, who they are, and why they not coming together as a whole, because of the bloodlines. This is the very most important thing I try to explain on this planet Earth to humans. The bloodline is the most important thing on this planet Earth for humans to find out about, to trace you back to your tribe, and your tribe will trace you back to your Natiru, or Nataru, or Anunnakis, or Nibirians, or Reskillians. Okay. And also you got other beings that come from Pleiades and Orion, Sirius, and other star constellation as well, that have their genes mixed in humans. And this all of this stuff that I'm saying can be broke down scientifically. It can be broke down so with substantial evidence. It even can be broke down with supreme sound reasoning. Because I know a lot of people say, where you wasn't there, you were there like 10 million, 20 million years ago. So how do you know all of this stuff and like this and that? But I'm going to tell you the secret to the energy that's within your code, that's coded in you. What a lot of people call astral projection. You have a aura, what they call an aura, which is electromagnetic forces around your body. And it's called energy. When people say, well, I get a vibe, or I feel a certain way about a person or a place or a thing, that's that inner web energy that you projecting from your aura. So if you know how to really control and use these energies, you can come in contact with anything on this planet Earth and beyond. Because what you first have to understand and understand, that you are one with everything. You are one with El Kalum. El Kalum is the all, or all. You are one with the all. All the products, the elements of your body make up the energies of all energies. So you have that access to locate the acoustic records. You have that access to travel, to know the truth, and go back in time to see things. And maybe you can't explain it as you would like to explain it in the English language or dialect, or in the Hebrew dialect, or in a Nuwabui dialect. You can only explain it to people as that language allowed you to explain it, or that dialect allowed you to explain it. But there's really no kind of explanation of trying to explain something that can't be explained. But on the surface of three dimension, what we call the physical plane, it can only be understood as we talk in English and whatever dialect, Arabic or whatever dialect we may chose to speak in to the audience or to the relative that are taking in this information. So my thing is, I want you brothers and sisters to know that I am really working hard. I work day and night, knowing the right knowledge, to always bring the right knowledge to the people, no matter what they said about Dr. Malachi Z. York. And let me get something straight. Yes, I was taught by Dr. Malachi Z. York in a physical form. Dr. Malachi Z. York taught me personally. Now, you can say what you want to say. You can look at holograms, and you can look at deceptions. You can read deceptions and all of this other stuff that's going on this planet Earth that a lot of humans don't have access to acknowledge what actually is going on, because so many tricks are being played with human minds that they actually don't have no idea really what's going on. A lot of them. So a lot of them are lost as well. And that's why I'm here. And a lot of people can call me crazy. They can say, well, oh, he learned from Dr. Malachi Z. York. He did this. I didn't only learn from Dr. Malachi Z. York. Let's get that understood. I had many master teachers before Dr. Malachi Z. York. And I myself am a master teacher. I myself am a Nuberian. I am a Nuberian. I am a God, what you would call incarnated. As what they say about Jesus, an incarnated God, I am an incarnated God. This I know for a fact, and I don't care what people say. I don't care how they say it, how crazy I sound. But when you go back and do research to the whole thing of how humans actually got here, how? That's going to take you to the evolution process, which is something that can be proven. And you don't need no other scientists of other archaeologists and all of these other people to try to break down evolution to you, when evolution is dealing with yourself every day. Every day we're going through changes. As a person, you're going through changes. You went through evolution when you came from semen, or what they call sperm. And that sperm mingled with the egg and got tangled up with the ovaries with the woman body. So you're going through a process of evolution, and to the point where you came out as what they call a little baby. Now this little baby is getting fed from the breast of its mother, and this baby is starting to evolve, becoming to a child, and that child becoming to an adult child, and to an adult. You know what I'm saying? So evolution is not something that have to be taught to us. Evolution is something witnessed as truth, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. It's right there in your face. We don't need no books or no people to tell us this. It's just something you witness. It's an instance. That's what evolution is. It's a natural nature instance. So that's overall truth of a lot of stuff that people put spins on pieces that you have to go to the Bible. You have to go to the Quran. You have to go to the Kabbalah. You got to join the Masons, or you got to join some secret service of something that have special knowledge to try to give you this information or affirmation. When if you just take the time and really put your life together and study this stuff. I got a lot of brothers that tell me, well, we don't need the books no more. We don't need the books no more. And I'm looking like, we don't need the books no more. The brother True, he said that we don't need the books no more, which is true, because I made a video about that we really don't need no man-made books. And I just explained that dealing with the evolution. We don't need no man-made books. But the books are good because the books are used for communication purposes. So we will be able to relate to what was actually ancient and old, from pyramids, writings, and also from ziggurats, artifacts, and also from the cuneiform tablets, and all these other documents that we have that been played down in a form of books, parchment paper. But that don't make it a bad thing. It's a communication device, and you have to use these devices to try to reach people. You know, you can't just go around and say, well, you know, we don't need the books. How you learn so far? How you learn? You learn from books and experience, right? Absolutely. We have great leaders like Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King read books. He also went to school. He went to in the European, what we call Tamil. He went to the European colleges and got a diploma. And those diplomas come with reading books and studying stuff. So they can say, well, you are justified to be a human that have sound reason. To have sound reason from their certificate. So they saying we giving you a certificate to say you certified in what you have studied. You are certified. You are capable of understanding what you are doing. But the question is, do you need a certificate from a college or some school curriculum to say that you are educated or that you're in your right mind knowing what you're doing or teaching? No, you don't. You don't need no education or no approval from no one. What you have to do, because it's in your blood already, what you have to do, you have to come to the realization of who you really are. Are you a child of the gods or the Elohim or the Allah, Allahumma, or the Yahweh, Yahuwah, the Thunderbirds, Jinn winds, whatever you want to call these beings from different cultural teachings, when they have different names. Now, when you're dealing with the Egyptians, like I was telling one brother, when you're dealing with the Egyptians, they call them Natiru or Nataru. But the Nataru is the same beings as the Nuberians, who they call Anunnakis. And the Anunnakis, let me get this straight. The Anunnakis, when you spell Anunnaki, I like to use the Q and I like to use the K, which the Q and the K can be the same for a group, and it can be segregated for groups. Just like Nuwabian with the P and Nuwabian with the B. It can be a segregated group, or it can be as a group. But when these terms are used different, it means that I'm trying to show you something. Not saying that you can't use a K for Anunnaki. You can't use a K for us. But we prefer the Q and not the K, because we distinguish ourselves from the Anunnakis, like the Meldekians, the Rumadians, and other grades and stuff that was part of, and Dracolians and other species that was part of our plan when we came here to get minerals and stuff for our planet. We created Rumadians as scalpers to go scout other planets for us, so they became a part of the Anunnaki's mission. So that made them Anunnakis. If Anu son us and we created them and sent them, they became a part of Anu mission. So they became Anunnaki, Anunnaki, the ones who Anu sent to Earth. So that's that. I just wanted to clear that up. And then I want to get back to this movie that I'm working on. I also got books. I got books. I don't wrote books. But I'm working on this movie about the Anunnakis, and it will overshadow all the movies that black people are trying to make to explain who we are, where we come from. Because I just seen recently on Facebook, one brother was talking about a movie on something about the Hebrews. They just made a movie. It took them 3 years to make this movie about the Hebrew, but we're not Hebrews. Sorry. We are not Hebrews or Hebrew Israelite or Israelites. Those titles and descriptions came later or later down the line. The same way as Jamaican and Haitian came later down the line, but Jamaican and Haitian are the same people. How you gonna tell me just because a person say they Jamaican and one say they Haitian that they are not the same people? Okay, let's put it like this. Where were that Jamaican who call himself Jamaican, who parents or forefather was brought to a continent was called Jamaican, where were they before they was called Jamaican, or to that continent Jamaican? That go the same for the Haitian. Where were they forefathers before they was brought to that continent are what's called Haiti, that make them Haitians. You see what I'm saying? See, we got to go to the roots of stuff, because if we don't go to the roots of things, people gonna be stuck in the middle, or they're gonna be at the end. And these days of time, and that's exactly what's going on. We got people in the middle and we got people at the end. Now let me explain what the middle is and what the end is. The people that's in the middle are the ones who like 5%ers, Hebrew Israelites, Christians, and all of these other denomination of people that trying to put together from old sources or who they think they are or what they're supposed to be believing in or knowing. The end people are the ones who don't study a lot of that texture of Israelites and 5%ers, Nation of Islam, and it's just a mixture of universal knowledge of what they may have studied. Now they at the end, they's like, well, we don't need no books no more. We don't need this here. Let's just build. But that's not true, because a lot of the people at the end, they never went to the root. They started in the middle and jumped to the end. Now, I see brothers like myself, and there are sisters and brothers out there like me that started from the end, and we went to the middle, and we went to the we started from the root. We started from the root, jumped in the middle where all the chaos and everything is at, trying to figure out what's going on, to the end, and then we just fluctuate from there. We don't just come to the end and say, well, we got to throw away all of these people who trying to find their way with the books and the knowledge that they believe from ancient times. We got to go back to the roots and bring the root to the people that's in the middle, and also to the people who don't jump from the middle to the end. So we are the ones at the roots, got to straighten up all of this stuff that people think they know, but they really don't know. And they can put words and spins on words to make it sound good. But when you have a supreme mind or a supreme consciousness, you oversee everything on this planet Earth. That don't mean you know it all. That don't mean I know it all. Because a lot of people always saying, oh, you think you know it all. You think you know it all. I don't think I know it all. I don't know it all. I don't claim to know it all. And yes, I am a God, but gods or Netaru or Netiru, they don't even know it all. We have specific limits in our power and our abilities to know certain things. That's why if you read certain books like the war between the gods and stuff like that, and then all the religion preference or curriculums that people reading from, you'll see that all the gods that's in the Bibles or the Quran or any text that you're reading, it was always a conflict with this God or these gods. Because it's showing you that the God or gods didn't know everything. They didn't know everything. We don't know everything. We have a capability of knowing what a lot of people don't know. We do have that. We have the capability of masterminding things that the average mind can't even grasp. But when you try to put it in a form for them, it will still seem, minor. They not getting it. Because the energy of how your mind operates is way beyond human. Way beyond. But you can shift gears and come down to a human mentality. And it depends on your experience individually. Because me as a person, I was raised in the hood, what we call the hood. Like the ghetto, where majority of black people fighting, cursing, drinking, drugs, sex, fighting, joining gangs. This is where I come from. This is where I seen this life. I've been a part of that life. So with my knowledge and my experience, it put a twist on how I'm gonna deliver to the world. That go the same way for another brother who may not ever had the experience to live in a hood, but he was raised up on the side where he went to school, went to college, never really done nothing wrong in his life or what they consider as wrong, or going to jail and hanging around people that's bad like gang members or stuff like that. But he have knowledge. He will project the knowledge to the people in the form of the reflection of his experience as well, because experience plays it plays a personal and an effective part on how you deliver the message to the people in the world, from how you come with your knowledge from your spin-off from your experience, from your habitat of how you grew up. So that's why I say, a lot of people, they'll look at me. A lot of people may judge me because they see tattoos in my face. I got tattoos all on my arm, my back, chest, everywhere. I got tattoos everywhere. And they may say, well, yeah, he's a gang member, or he's stupid, he's crazy, or what made him got that. We don't accept him because of how he looked with the tattoos on his face. That's criticism, and like judging people, prejudging people when you don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? Because you can judge me and be like, yeah, that guy there, he from the streets. He look rough, he look like he in a gang, whatever. But when I get in your company, one-on-one, individually, you talk to me, you'll think different of me. You'll say this is a very intelligent black man. I didn't thought that he was gonna be so calm, so humble, so intelligent, to even talk to me the way he talked to me, and have himself in a manner where he's very conductible. But I also can get rough too. That goes along with my experience from my other side. That's all I'm showing you. I can grab a gun and blow your head off. I can do that. I can go in the hood and hang with killers, drug dealers, robbers, and it won't even affect me. See? But some other people, they are afraid to go amongst those type of people because they don't have that energy. They don't have that connection to those people like that. So they like, oh, stay away from those people, the robbers and the killers and the ones who selling drugs and the ones who using drugs. Stay away from those people. Well, I don't stay away from those people. I go to those people. And I don't go around them people as I'm a god. I go around them people as I'm one of y'all. I've been there. Even homeless people, I've been there. Business people, I've been there. So I go around these people very humble, and I don't go around them professing knowledge to be so high advanced what they can't understand. I don't do that. I go around them, we chill, we build. We could be, whatever the occasion may be that even brought me around them in the first place, or they came around me. So, we will build from there and see what's going on. But I'm not a shallow dude. I am very universal, and I am all over. And that's what I wanted the world to know, who I am. When I call myself, I am Enlil, Lunenir, Sirael, Anu Epsu. That's me. James Owens, which is my birth name that can be connected back to from my physical family to my Ethereum family. See, that's why people don't understand or understand why it's so important that everything in life played out the way it did. You think that slavery was just something that happened because it happened? No, it was meant to happen. It was already preordained to happen. Nothing don't happen just to be happening or a coincidence. So I said that because all the people who got their so-called slave names use those names also for information purposes to get you where you need to go. Since y'all want to deal with contracts, black don't have no standing at law. Dealing with the black law dictionary and all of these other contracts. Use your name. Your name deal with the same contracts. Go back and research that name and see what family it came from. See what tribe that this family was ruling. You see what I'm saying now? See what tribe these people were ruling. What part of the other part of the planet where they brought from? How you get the name Owens? How you get the name Simi? How you get the name Brown? You know what I'm saying? How do you get these names? That's all I'm saying. York. How you get the name York? York Shine. Celtics. That deal with the original Moors. See what I'm saying? So that's basically all I'm saying. Everything is a learning process. Everything. Even your teeth. It's a learning process. So that's the reason why I got emotion that I want to bring this movie to the world, the Anunnakis. And the reason why I put Anunnakis and not Nibiru, because the world already know us as Anunnaki or Anunnaqi. Some have ideas of who we are or who they think we are. They even made YouTube videos of us being pale people, pale giants, pale beings that come from other star constellations, like Zechariah Stitching. And other people that made videos who really don't understand who the Anunnaki are. And you looking at and talking, you looking at one talking right now. I am actually an Anunnaki with full thought, information and affirmation of the Anunnakis, who are the Nuberians. My family, my blood family, from Etherian all the way to this physical form. All the way from Etherian to evolution, to the product that who I am right now today, is what scientists call Homo sapiens sapien. So I don't play no games with this. And I know a lot of people, you know, they don't watch my channels and stuff like that because I'm not recognized as a Jay-Z. I'm not recognized as a Nas or Wu-Tang Clan, Redman, somebody like that. But you know what? My purpose is to do what I'm doing, to make videos, to teach people, talk to people. It don't matter your creed, your so-called color, your nationality, none of that. My job is to present to you what I know. What I know is what people are trying to know. And what people is trying to know is truth. That's what people are trying to know, truth. In any form, people are trying to know truth. It's not only on a spiritual form, because it's not all based on a spiritual form as you want to go like, oh, we're dealing with spookism. We're not dealing with spookism in a spiritual form like that. We're dealing with a physical thing that have connection with spirituality, but we're dealing with it from acknowledgement of a physical being that only have a certain capacity of understanding our habitat or our globe. So when you are an Anunnaki as of myself, you can only present certain information and affirmation to the people, what they can understand and understand and overstand. And there was many Anunnakis that came in different shells or physical shells. Yahweh Ben Yahweh was an Anunnaki, or is an Anunnaki. I'm sorry about that, because the physical just took on a whole nother form, because we don't die. And I was trying to explain this to one brother who was debating with me about when I say we don't die. Death. We don't die. He said, well, what happened when, you know, you leave that body, or that body is not you anymore. And I explained to him that is really not death or dying. That just death and dying is just an English word that trying to explain something that the author had really no understanding or understanding of. So he put a definition on something for communication purposes. So when he said die, it gives the person impression as this thing or being is dead, completely silent, no more history, bonito. Okay, that's a lie, because when the body is put inside a tomb or in the dirt, it's not even dead. The energy, which is the Etherian card, just like an umbilical cord to the child and the mother, you have an Etherian card to your spiritual realm world. That card has been disconnected to the physical plane. What had you locked to this physical animal shell. But you carry on. You carry on. And the body become other minerals and sources for the earth, for insects like maggots, worms. It becomes soil for the earth. It becomes life again for the women that pregnant. Yeah. You didn't know that? People that actually die, they regenerate themselves for the next person or the next being inside of a woman being born. They donate to that baby. Yeah, they donate to that baby. Now, to get back on what I was saying about the Anunnaki movie, I want to present this movie to the world to show you who we are, what we was doing on our planets, why we came to Earth, and what took place, why Earth, which is Tiamat in the form that it's in now. Because when we first came here, there wasn't no land. There wasn't no land on this planet, period. There was only water. There was only water. And the Meldekian beings was living here in the water when we came here. In fact, the sun wasn't even shining. Like how you see the sun, you may go out and see the sun, it's bright out. The sun wasn't even bright like that because of the clouds and the dust particles of the meteorites. You see what I'm saying? Of the meteorites colliding with this planet and causing dust particles and every other thing to go up into like a halo in the sky and block the sun out. And we came and we removed those dust clouds. That's why in Genesis it's telling you about us. In the beginning, when the Lord came, in the beginning when God created the heaven and earth and all that, it was void and darkness. It's talking about us. And some beings that was in the water was recording this about us when we came. Now, for the people that want to test my intelligence on the information that who I claim to be, I am open. I am open to anybody who, scientists, archaeologists, anthropologists. I don't care who you are. Because a lot of these people, especially pale people or so-called white people that try to keep up with our information on who we are and place dates that doesn't match, don't near match of who we are in the time being of who we are and how long we've been here. We've been here millions and millions of years. Millions. Earth been here billions of years. So when I say something, I try to keep it in range of communication, dealing with the pale people or white people dates at some times. It depends on who I'm communicating with. Other than that, I set a date and then all of a sudden everybody go haywire. Oh man, how that's 1 billion years ago. What who they trying to say, like, who can I get to verify that as like a scholar or some type of scientist? Like I need their verification. I don't need their verification. My intelligence speaks for itself. My knowing speaks for itself. Truth speaks for itself. Even though truth can be covered up or seem like it's covered up, it's always right there speaking and you looking at it. But it's you that have to uncover or push the dust out the way or push the dirt out the way that somebody kicked over truth to try to hide it from you, so you can get what's going on and know what's going on from people who don't want you to know what's going on actually, and mix all this stuff together up like a bowl suit, like a super like a suit with all type of stuff in it that you really don't know the ingredients when you taste it. But you can taste a lot of stuff in there. So those are pieces that you make up that ingredients. But what's the main ingredient? That's the root. That's the root itself. The soup itself is the main ingredient. Now, when you start adding other stuff to this soup, you adding more ingredients to that soup. But we want the original. We want the root. And then, we'll deal with all the ingredients that was added and who was those ingredients added by, may I ask? That's another thing you got to question. If you got a plain soup, somebody made that soup. They made that soup with ingredients and everything. Now, if you take that soup and you add chips or you add pickles or you add onions and everything else, now you're putting in your own little mixture to that soup. Your own ingredients that you're making up to something that already have ingredients. And that's what I'm saying about our lives and our mysteries, our stories of who we are, where we came from, what actually took place with these events, with all these books that people reading. That's why I'm here to bring and present this movie, The Anunnakis, to clear up all the so-called movies that was made, the Black Panther, the Hebrew Israelite movie, and all other movies that's coming out. The Anunnaki will answer all the questions to all of these movies that people making, that even drawing, revenue and also drawing curiosity of people want to be what this movie say they are. Because if you got a movie that's saying that from Hebrew to Negroes, then they presented it in the form, they're giving a document of who they think you are or we are, and they put it in the form of that time frame of this who they are and this who the world of so-called black people is supposed to be. But that's not true. That's why I want to make this movie, The Anunnaki, and a document of Anunnaki. And I also give teachings on this, because I have been a Hebrew Israelite when I was studying under Yahweh ben Yahweh. I studied Judaism, not only from a book, but I put in application as I was doing this. I made tafillah. I was a Muslim. I made salat. I was a Sufi Muslim, and I made salat 7 times a day. I was a normal Muslim, and I made salat 5 times a day. Okay? I went through being a Christian. My family, it was a traditional thing that was brought down to them, handed to me. But my true self, knowing that I wasn't no Christian, went through the course through my life, and I had to go through what I've been through to realize who I am and what happened to our people. When you can see it and see it for what it is, when your mind can go back millions and billions of years ago, trillions of years ago, and you actually can come now and just fly around and just see all the confusion, it hurts. I ain't gonna lie, it hurt, bro. It hurt. It hurt me to both of my hearts. Both of my hearts, it hurt. Because I can see exactly what's going on. But I try to explain it to the people. My voice ain't really heard like that. I'm just one man. And at that, a so-called black man with a voice and an educated one. So that right there is like something being strictly confidentiality. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I made this video. Because I want it to be known that it's a lot that's hurting me. I want to collide with a lot of people. And I know that I can in a physical way, but when it comes to my bloodline, it's like I can't. I can't. I'm talking about this go for so-called black people. I can't. Because we are not all the same. When I say we are not all the same, I'm talking about our bloodline. Let me give you a prime example of what I mean. You may have the same mother, but you may have a different father. That right there separate the bloodline from your brother, if he got a different father from you, or your sister, she got a different father from you, but y'all have the same root mother. Y'all carry her blood. But the blood from the father, that's also in you as well. Even though the mother blood, which is the mitochondrial DNA blood, that lasts the longest. And that's where the problem come in with the people who have different mothers, but the same father. And that's exactly what's going on with this planet Earth right now. Because that's how it started with me, Enlil, and my brother, my half brother Inky. We have the same father, Anu, but we have different mothers. And that caused a big thing between us. To our children here that's in the physical form that we created on planet Earth, fighting black people, wondering why they fighting against each other so much, always colliding against each other so much. Some will get together in little groups, Hebrew Israelites, Christians, Mormons, Catholic, Baptists, Crips, Blood. They would get together in their little groups, but as a whole, they're not coming together. They're not coming together. Now, if you chose to be my friend or my family, they saying, well, join the Crips. Join the Blood. Be a Christian. Be a Muslim. Be a Catholic. Be a Baptist. That's how we become blood and relative and business partners and everything else through organizations. Now you see how they got this thing going on this planet Earth with all these contracts and things? That's why we're not coming together. Because there's no contracts with the two bloodline with Inky and my kids. There's no contract to come together and say, let's work together and try to get back to our original source. No, you got Inky kids that want to dominate, and Inky kids also have been infiltrated by the Meldekians. So Inky kids, majority of them, they twisting the stuff that one of the elders, which is Marduk, who was known as Dr. Malachi Z. York, brought some information in the form of how he put it in, because the information that he brought it was already here. He been and I, Inky, Mother Niti, Ariska Gale, Nargale, all of us millions of years ago had already planted this information here, knowing that it was going to be a time from the evolution process. When the cell was planted in the water, that it came from algae to amoeba to all type of fishes and reptiles to genus Homo as apes to mingling, like doing experiment with genus Homo to making Homo erectus, and then doing more experiments to make Homo sapiens sapien. It'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind trying to know this science or really what took place on this planet. And what a lot of people think they know, but don't know. A lot of people say, well, that's Darwin. That ain't Darwin. That information and affirmation was here way before Darwin was even thought about. Before he was even thought about coming in existence, that was already in existence. Evolution was already in existence. Evolution come from the Big Bang. Yeah. And there was many Big Bangs, if you don't know. And the Big Bang is not a theory. Or it can be a theory. Now, when you break down the word theory, where that come from? Right. From an Egyptian god. So don't play with me. Don't play with this right knowledge. Y'all have to understand and understand what I'm saying and where I'm coming from, brother and sisters and people of the planet Tiamat, Earth. I don't do this just to be doing this. I do this because I have to. Whether you like it or not, I'm continue doing this until I project from this physical shit, animal shell. Until I project, meaning that the word that they use for die, until I die, I'm gonna keep doing this. I got 30-something years already of doing this. I love doing this because it helped. It helped frequencies and vibrations of realness and reality, not realize, but reality to realize what's going on. And also to acknowledge what we really need to do. Because you got people saying that, back to what I was saying, that black has no standing at law. So what you going to do? Sign another contract to get recognized as an indigenous person? What contract do you got to sign for that? And who approved of this contract of you being a nation or indigenous person? You're not getting it. If your mother had, if your parents, your mother or your father, grandmother, had to sign a birth certificate, that's a contract. And so you telling me to retangle the contract that our mother, grandfathers, and all of them signed, that you doing the same thing, but you doing it in a different way that they want you to do it, to play the games that they want you to play, so you can be acknowledged from them as an indigenous person? You ain't making sense. A real indigenous person of this planet, if he want to play games, he'll do the contract, but he'll use the contract as a disguise to try to raise up and then be rebellious to get and fight for what's rightfully, I know that is mine. And we can't let nobody, no matter what law they say that's taking place, that you got to follow. Who made your law? Where your law come from? Let's go to the root of what law come from. Since you talking about a law, where the roots of that law come from? Me, Enlil, Inky, the Anunnakis. That's where your laws come from. Not the modern laws. The modern laws ain't come from how we got it. The modern laws been turped. It been turped from ancient and old laws. Then you got these people governing these laws that they making up for hilarious and dangerous purposes, to control people, other people that are called so-called citizens of a country. But is the United States is a country? The United States of America, the United States, that means something is united of America. It's united of America. So we got states that's united of us in our land. They united in our land. So they came up with all these corporations on our land. They united on our land, just like they did in other parts of Africa, because America is what they call Africa. And I'm only using Africa for terms of communication, because it wasn't called Africa. This planet, this planet, and it was one landmass before all the separation, before the Pacific Ocean was here, before the Atlantic Ocean was here, before the Red Sea was here. Now let's put it all back together as one mass. What you call Africa is Sumer, all the way down east, east, west, east, north, northwest, all of that. It's the same, brother. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. So y'all going off that middle passive again. Oh, Sumer is not Africa. Because they had segregated what's called Africa into continents and broke it off from what they call Asia Minor. Bruh, Asia, what they call Asia is Africa. What Asia was called before it was called Asia. Right. That's why I had to take you back to when it was one landmass. The whole landmass was called one. Because when we Anunnakis came here, we roamed the whole. It was water first. We the one had the land. And then we the one start making this water disperse in the way that it did. Not all of it. Because you had natural occurrence taking place with the shape, with the movements of the plates and stuff shifting, causing earth and stuff to break up. And a lot of that we had portion of a lot of that we had something to do with, because we had to use these craft or shams to move about to make water and earth in the form we wanted it. And a lot of Anunnakis had responsibilities and their duties are making this happen the way you see some of this land today. And I just want to make this known because there was a premiere on dealing with the Anunnaki movie. And I'm asking brothers and sisters, if you really want to know, you can leave a message down there to get in contact with me, to want to build more, whether you're a Christian, a Hebrew Israelite, whether you're a Mason, whether you're a Shriner, whether you're a Mormon, Jehovah's Witness, a Catholic, you study Egyptology, whether you study astrology, whether you're into mathematics, whether you're into Santeria, whether you're into Orissa, whatever, man. Come get at me. Let's get to the truth of this stuff and see where it all comes from. The Anunnakis, the Nuberians. Right. So that's what I really wanted to, get into with you brothers and sisters. And I'm going to start making more videos so people can understand about what's really going on. And I want you to know I'm not racist. I'm not a racist person at all. But I do hate what's unfair, and I do hate injustice, and I do hate how my people, when I say my people, I'm talking about people that have my skin complexion or lighter or darker, as labor as the minority when we are the majority, getting treated like we're nothing. So the Anunnaki movie will explain and break down all of this, even when the pale people or so-called white people came into existence. It's going to break down all of that. All of that gonna get broke down, because you have different tribes of white people. Some of their ancestors come from different star constellation. Some of them was created right here on this planet that's called Tiamat. See, but a lot of people don't know that. And that's what I wanted to get into. That's gonna be also in the movie. Just give me a minute here. Let me try to get this right. So yeah, y'all check me out. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you guys can know, when I'm coming out with some, you can hear the updates. And if you're willing to have phone ciphers or trying to build yourself up on your knowledge, or how to get knowledge, or how to use that knowledge, and how to use your body and stuff like that to make energy, or the Kundalini, what they call the Kundalini, rise to the third eye, because it deal with right knowledge. You got to have right knowledge. And there's many ways you can go to get right knowledge, but that many ways gonna lead to one. It's gonna be many tunnels that you can go through, but those tunnels gonna come down to one pipeline, which is gonna lead back to us, the Anunnaki. And that's all I just wanted the people to know for this video right here. And I had a lot more to say, but I don't want to just disperse everything right now just on one video, because I can see that I've been on down there an hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and go log off now, or end this live stream video. I thank you people for watching. It don't matter your nationality, your creed, your color. It don't matter about none of that. I am an understanding. I am a humble brother. I can relate to anybody on this planet Earth, anybody and anything. My energy is perceptible. I can perceive a lot of things and receive a lot of things. It don't matter your color. It don't matter your instance or what it is. I'm only here to bring about truth and facts. That's it. And get my people. That's it. So thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned. There will be more updates coming from Anunnaqi, also known as Enlil, also known as Al Ghani Hakim Asa, also known as Aptun Ray Aptun, and I have many other more names. So thank you for watching and stay tuned. Wadu.